Mhm. Here. Okay, and yes, we are live. All right, and we are live. So yeah, thank you so much for patiently waiting. So a warm welcome to each and everyone who's been looking forward for this or for today's topic and for today's webinar. So as we have invited you from the previous webinar that we have, so this Let Us Talk It webinar happens every Wednesday, so 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And my name is Phil. I am your host for Let Us Talk It webinar. So well, we call this one Zipinar as we try to zip in two topics in just one session. So for 1 hour or the shortest period possible time, we can share two different or related topics that will help you acquire more information. So this initiative is for the community as we believe that knowledge should be shared for free. So this is a free knowledge sharing platform, and we invite those uh, uh, people out there who wanted to learn or who wanted to contribute. So you can send us a message or find me on LinkedIn and send me a like give me a chat if you wanted to be a guest speaker. So you will be very welcome to share your insights and knowledge as well in this platform. So for today, we have two new speakers, like esteemed guest speakers, and they are bringing us wonderful topics. So these are related topics, but definitely you will not see it on the title as of the moment. But yeah, stay tuned to listen to this speakers that we have today to learn further. So, by the way, this initiative is made possible by Cogent Integrated Business Solutions, which is based in Detroit, Michigan. They're an IT company and really doing community works. All right. So, first topic is LinkedIn personal branding for corporate employees. This topic is about corporate employees that like helping them educate that LinkedIn personal branding is not only for freelancers and business owners, and it can also be used as leverage by corporate employees to talk about their journeys, skills, and learnings. And to give us this topic is founder of the Content Brew, and her name is Ankita Ahuja, and also like she is a copywriter and a LinkedIn personal branding specialist for founders and CXOs, and help clients create stellar website copy, social media posts, strategize their content, and been part of the content industry for uh, over 10 years now. So, without further ado, and also for her to introduce herself a little more, we have here Ankita Ahuja. You can take over.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you so much. Hi, guys. I'm Ankita Ahuja, and Phil has given a brilliant intro about me. So I don't know how much I can add more to it. But I've been in this industry for about 10 years now, and I've pivoted to copywriting a couple of years back. And now I cater to requirements of founders, business owners, and just about anybody who really requires my services to promote themselves on LinkedIn, build a stellar profile, and create and work as a ghostwriter for them, actually. So I founded my company officially this year. And while I've been doing this on my own, but never really got a stamp to it. So this year has been the year that I actually stamped it. So without any further ado, I would really want to walk you through the fact that, LinkedIn personal branding, the name itself sounds so large, so big, and so magnanimous, but it actually isn't. It is something to do with you, and each individual is a participant on LinkedIn. They have a presence on LinkedIn, and you can build a presence on LinkedIn. So I'm going to share my presentation. Yes. So The biggest myth that we've heard so far, and it's a myth that's been going on forever now, is that LinkedIn personal branding is only for founders, CXOs, business owners, people who want to actually do business, generate leads, and whatnot. But the reality is far from that. Like I said, it's a myth. It's actually a platform for everybody. So whether it's a college student who wants to build a profile there, or a corporate employee. So the one of the challenges that I've seen is corporate employees getting lost in this abyss of LinkedIn, and they really don't know where to start. So through this particular conversation today, I hope that I can help you start your journey as a corporate employee and not get scared, because you always have to make the first move. And the first move is the scariest, actually. So I'm going to make this particular session a little more easy for the corporate employee specifically, to walk you through how you can work on your LinkedIn, how you can take that first step, what all you can do on LinkedIn, so that tomorrow, if you do go and post something, you know where to start. You're not overwhelmed and lost in this particular sea. So we start at ground zero. Okay, so LinkedIn, like I said, is a massive platform for you to leverage as a individual, as an employee. It's not only looking out for jobs or looking out for hiring options that are there in the market, but as a person, there's so much that you have to contribute, and we often forget that. And while there may be certain corporates or organizations who are not very comfortable with their employees posting and every on LinkedIn. But what I want to clear out here is that you can actually go ahead and post on LinkedIn. You can bring out your stories, your journey, and so much more conversation that you can build. So your ground zero is where the first step starts. This is where you can add your personal information, like your name, your headline, the industry that you belong to. Here people often end up writing that, suppose you're from talent acquisition, you just write talent acquisition, and you just don't know what else to write. So here we have to keep a couple of things in mind when we are starting off on LinkedIn. There's a stop portion on LinkedIn which would address these particular sections, which is your headline, your background image, your profile photo. There's a talks about section, your contact info, company website, and location. Now, your contact info can be optional if you want it to be, or depending on what information you want to disclose over there. So these are the basics. So it's just like making a resume, but you're making a resume on LinkedIn. So if a person who's coming on your profile, for instance, if somebody is looking out to hire someone, they can just look at your top portion, and they will know, okay, this is the skill set that this person brings. I can probably get in touch with them. Or somebody is looking out for some information, or wants to get wants to understand what a particular skill set or an industry is all about. They can look at the top portion, know, okay, this person talks about these sections. Suppose you're talking about technology, you're talking about finance, you can mention all this on top, and this is going to help you build your credibility on a social media platform. So let's take the plunge. Here, when you're writing your headline, the entire idea is to show the person what you do, what you are, and what you have to offer. Now, these are the three key things that you have to keep in mind, whether even as a corporate employee, actually. So you have to include keywords in your headline. When I say keywords, don't get bogged down by the word itself. It just means the key skills that you come with. So suppose you're a finance manager, for example, you write you're a finance manager in XYZ, or then you're a fintech enthusiast, or these are the finance skills that you carry, basically. So you put all that up in your headline so that people know exactly what you do and who you are. Just makes it very easy for the LinkedIn algorithm to pick up your profile and to promote it in front of the entire audience. So please remember, LinkedIn has got about 1 billion users today. So it's a massive, massive platform, like I said. So you have to use specific keywords which are for your industry, are very key to what you do, the skills that you carry. Again, like I'm emphasizing, it's all about you. For example, I'll give you an example of my profile. If you can look at my top section, so this is like I'm just starting with the basics right now, because most of the times I've seen corporate employees get confused with the basics as well. But this is where I begin. So whether you're a beginner, whether you're at a mid managerial level, this is where it starts. So if you can see, we have a background image. It's very specific to my job that I do, and it conveys the message very clearly. So your background image, here you can always put up your key skills, or you can probably, if you don't really have anything to put up, just don't leave it blank. Use a colored background, or use a quote if it resonates with you, but just don't leave that background image blank, the gray part of it. Put something over there. It's very good if you can add what you do over there. Like I said, you're a finance enthusiast, you deal with so and so tools, or whatever. Just you can create a banner. It's very easy to create a banner on Canva nowadays. So just go create a banner and put it up over there. This is called a banner actually. Then you have a clear image of you. uh, this is not an Instagram, this is not a Facebook where you are basically, standing, giving a side profile, or standing far away where you can't even see you and stuff like that. Have a very clear headshot. uh, Make it, if you can use a ring out around it, like a yellow ring or an orange ring, something that makes it stand out. Nothing like it, but use a very clear close headshot. It is important for people to see you, they relate to you. Then you have your name, and this, if you see below the name, is the headline section. This is where you put in the key skills that I just told you about. For me, like, I'm a storyteller, I'm a copywriter, I've put that because that's what my work is all about. Whatever your work is, you'll put that over there. Suppose you're a talent acquisition specialist, you'll put talent acquisition specialist, talent acquisition innovator, or recruiter, or recruitment specialist. These are the keywords which are popular in the market, and you also know that. In case you feel that I am getting lost, what keywords do I use, look at your peers in the same industry. It's a very quick way to go and see what are the keywords that they are using in their profile, in their headline, and you can design your entire the headline section accordingly. Then, so you come to the headline section, then you have the talks about section. I'll come to this particular part, talks about, a little later. Then you have the location that you belong to, your contact information, and the company website. Since you are working in an organization already, it's always better to put the URL of your organization, because whoever comes on your profile, or even if your peers, they come on your profile, they just click on the link and they can go to visit your organization. It just makes your entire profile more authentic. And then you have the education, your qualification over here. So this is the first thing that anybody who comes on LinkedIn sees. So make sure that all this is very, very clear. I have harped upon this 1,000 times to 1,000 people, that do not leave anything incomplete in this particular section, because the algorithm is picking it up. There are thousands of people seeing this also, and you also feel actually good when you put all this done. It's actually a very good boost to your own morale per se, that when you see what skills you're working on, it this kind of gives you a high. So make sure that this particular section is complete. This is the most important section for LinkedIn when you start off. Then I'm going to show you another profile. This is a profile of a corporate employee. Now, if you see, to make it more relatable, look at the background image. It clearly states what the person is doing. Is amplifying talent, driving business growth, because he's at a senior leadership level. He can put all these keywords across. Even you can put it if there's something very specific that you're doing for your work profile. Now, here, the intent is not to look for a job or look for anything. It's just making it very clear about the work that he does. If you look at this little box over here, it says talent acquisition, wherein he deals with business, people, and markets. These are the three core areas that he deals with. This may just give you an idea about how you can create your banner image. You have a clear headshot over here. Then you have the keywords written over here. That's the global talent acquisition leader. It drives organizational growth. talent acquisition, innovation. Now, these are keywords in his industry, and he can pretty much use this because that's how the algorithm is going to pick it up, and that's how his peers, his or people around him can actually find him. That these are the skills that he carries. It's very important to write the skills that you carry. And if you aspire to do something different, if you aspire to become something more or change or pivot in your career, even internally, if you want to pivot in your career, add that key skill as well. It just boosts your profile. And again, when you look at your own profile, it helps you to align your thoughts, and it helps you to align the career path that you have chosen as well. Now, again, over here, you'll see that you have the clear mention of the state of the place that he resides in and the contact information. If you click on it, you'll get the entire contact information. So this is how a typical corporate employee profile would look like, and you can design it as per your requirement. Now, next is the about section. So what happens is mostly with any employee that I've seen, there are so many of them I've spoken with in the past. They particularly get confused with the about section. Now, about section is not a place where you would put in the companies that you worked for. Don't mistake it for that. About section for you would be, what are your industry specifics, your achievements, what is it that you bring to the table from a skill set standpoint? Are there any key achievements, any awards that you won? Put all this over here. It just gives a glimpse of who you are. You can put that I've been say I'm a leader, a growth leader with about 20 years of experience, and I come with XYZ skill set. These are my the achievements that I've had, or put in your little hobby that you also have basically, or anything extra that you do for the community. You're part of a Rotary group or a Lions group, or so anything of that sort. Just put all that in the about section. It's just giving the other person a personalized feeling about you. You're just talking to the audience. You're just talking to the person reading it. It's always one-on-one. So this actually creates that one-on-one kind of a scenario, a space, basically. So your about section highlights your corporate journey, but in a different way. It's, if you don't want to make it keep it a little more generic, but do not ever write your about section in the third person, that XYZ is doing this or XYZ is doing that. No, you are addressing the world. You're telling the world about you. So don't talk about yourself in a third person way. Write from a first person standpoint, or make it in a second person standpoint, where you can tell that this is what I have been involved with. If you don't want to start with I start with this, or with so and so experience, I have brought in XYZ kind of a growth, something like that. I'm just giving you a very rough idea about how you can frame your about section, basically. Right. So this is your second challenge that I've seen with a lot of corporate employees, and most of them skip this part completely. Okay, what is it that I'll write about? I have nothing to write about in the about section. My experience talks about it, but unfortunately, every section on LinkedIn is your resume. So please treat it as your digital footprint, your digital resume, that everything is there online. So the way you update your CVs before sending it out to a new employer, the same way keep your LinkedIn updated, because employees, even everybody is actually looking at a social footprint. So don't mistake this for a second, that it's only for people who are seeking a job. No, but it is for you. It is for you to see and judge where you are today. So if you see my about section, there are about 3,000 characters you get, 2,600 characters you get to write an about section. And this is my about section because it's very specific to me, my industry, the people I deal with. I have highlighted who I am. It starts with who I am, what I do, all right, how many years I've been in this industry, what kind of clients I deal with, how I go about it. So if it's like who, what, how, where, everything is coming into this particular section. My entire process is coming over here. Why I do what I do is highlighted in the entire about section. And then you write your features. If there are any achievements that you've made, or if there are any changes you've done, any geographies that you've catered to, just write it over here because there's just so much to write about yourself. So this is your entire about section. And as a corporate employee, don't mistake this particular section to be just a two-liner. Write more about yourself. Be proud about what you've done and put it out over here. At the end, you can end it with probably saying that since you're just here to build your name, you build your personal brand. Please remember, your personal brand is your digital currency, is the future of you. And so put in a particular end line that says that, hey, if you're in the same industry, let's exchange insights and connect with me over a DM or follow me or something like that. You can just end it over there as that. You don't need to say anything very fancy. Just end it with a one liner, right? Like for here, I am talking to my potential clients or anybody who wants to talk to me. Hey, want to talk, reach out for a consultation on my link over there. You can put that, if you want to talk, if you want to simply connect and be friends or, make acquaintances, be an acquaintance, connect with me on my DM and follow me on my profile. You can just write that. That's perfectly fine. At the end of the day, you're also networking with people in the industry. We have a lot of offline friends, but you'll be surprised with the number of online friends that we can make as well, and good ones. So that is your about section. Everybody should keep this in mind. And these are the two important sections of LinkedIn, your top portion that we just covered, and you have the about section as well. Then don't miss this out because you are out there in the market. At some point of time, you would want to highlight your skills. So LinkedIn has this particular very nice feature that they've introduced wherein you can go into your about section, edit it over here. You can see the button and you can add your top skills, show your 5 best skills over here. For me, I have written copywriting, content writing, and the remaining things. For you can write finance or fintech or data analyst, business analyst, whatever are your 5 top skills. Add this over here because everybody knows that this is what your specialty is. So do that, and this section becomes complete. And this top skills is always shown right below the 2 lines you can see in the about section. After that, you will see the top skills. So everybody knows exactly what you do. So after this, you have the remaining sections of LinkedIn. So I'm just going to walk you through the remaining sections. So understand there are close to about 19 odd sections which are there on LinkedIn, which may seem as if, it's so big. It's just so much to write. Choose what is relevant to you. Okay. And fill that up. There is an add section button where you can add your work experience, educational background. Don't skip all this out. This, like I said, always keep driving it into your head. This is your online resume. This is your digital resume. Every time somebody sees you, they see this, and they are checking your LinkedIn. Everybody's checking LinkedIn right now. Or they may not go on your Instagram or on a Facebook, but they will definitely be on LinkedIn since you come from a corporate background or you come from an organizational background. So you have your work experience. Highlight your work experience very clearly. Put in the name of your organizations, all the organizations that you worked with, the duration, along with the work that you did in that organization. Be very clear about that. Put it out over there. There are times what happens is when we, today the times are changing. So nowadays people are more conscious about updating their LinkedIn than they do with their resume. So when you have everything in front of you, it just becomes very easy to build a resume and vice versa. So put in your work experience, your educational background. There is a featured section, dedicated section, which is highlights your courses, publications, and causes. So courses is any courses that you've undertaken online, offline. Put that out there. This shows that these are the credentials that you come with. This is the background that you come with. And if you have published an online paper, suppose you're a PhD in an organization and you've done PhD in human psychology, and suppose you have a published paper somewhere, put that published paper over here. This serves as a proof of concept that this is what you do and how adept you are at that. You also have an option of licenses, your volunteering experience, recommendations, awards. So these are all sections that just flow one after the other. Go to each section and see which one is more relevant to you and add it over there. If recommendations is not relevant to you, leave it out. Okay, not every employee gets a recommendation from their peers or from their subordinates or from their bosses. But if you do have recommendations, those are your testimonials, nothing like it. If you don't, it's all right for now. If you've not volunteered anywhere, leave that section out. Or if you've been a volunteer with an NGO, just put it over there. Every section, be mindful of filling it up, but don't do it for the heck of it. So these are these sections that flow one after the other, and you can very easily cover this on LinkedIn. The reason why I'm going through this particular entire LinkedIn profile optimization is what we call in our language is most of the people, so many profiles I've seen of people who are working a regular job, who are in a 9 to 5 kind of a job, who work in a corporate, big, small, doesn't matter, but they don't pay attention to these sections. So it's very important for you to pay attention to these sections. It just gives you an entire morale boost, like I told you, and you have everything right in front of you. So don't skip out on all this. For example, I'll give you my example. It's a very ready example. So, like I have my experience section highlighted that I work as a content specialist at the organization that I work with. I'm self-employed. It shows the duration. It shows my projects. Here you can put in your duration, the location, and then what all you've done in that particular organization. Okay, what is your responsibility? Like I said, treat this as your resume, your online resume. You can keep adding the different experiences that you have, even if it is, about say 4 months and then you moved on, put that across. If in case you don't want to, that's a different thing, but just put across all your experiences. So over here I've highlighted just the first 2 of my experiences, but since I come from a talent acquisition background as well, I have kept my talent acquisition background experience as well, but it's right at the bottom because that's how I started. So once you've finished with the experience section, this is one portion that most of us skip. Okay, very important. This is called you have to customize your URL. Now, what is the URL? For example, you can see that's www.linkedin.com/in/Ankita Ahuja. This is my custom URL. So anytime I want somebody to go and check out my LinkedIn profile, I can just send them my URL and they'll go and check it out. What LinkedIn does is when you create a profile, anybody who creates a profile on LinkedIn, they will have the URL with your name and the number attached in the front. It's a default number that LinkedIn gives you. Everybody has a different number. So they'll have say XYZ dash a 6-digit number or an 8-digit number, basically. And that's how it is. So it just makes your profile a little more difficult to view. It just makes it very difficult to see the link and then to remember what that link is. Even you don't remember what your LinkedIn link is. So you just go on to your click on the me icon, which is there on your desktop. You can see it on your LinkedIn page. Just go on the me icon, click on select the view profile option, edit the public and profile and URL. Put in your name, whatever you want to put in. If that name is not available, probably then you can add a differentiation to it. For example, had Ankita Ahuja not been available, I would have written Ankita Ahuja _ copywriter or Ankita Ahuja content. I would have written something like this, which again has my name in it, also has my skill that I am working on. So if in case your name URL is not available, you can try different combinations over there and you will get a specific name URL for you. So customize your URL, very important. And it makes it very easy for everybody to find you, because today everybody talks in LinkedIn language. Honestly, every conversation that we have, oh, you're on LinkedIn, is it? Okay, what's your URL? Or what name do you go by? So you can just give this to them and they will find you. So even as an employee, to keep this in mind. Now, you also have a featured section. Not everybody utilizes it. From a corporate employee standpoint, your featured section is right below the top portion. You have the featured section that comes in. Now you can put in multiple things in the featured section, the awards that you have won or certifications that you have done. You've done an SAP certification, you've done a Six Sigma certification, you've done the different levels of Six Sigma. Put up those certifications, that's a featured section that just showcases these are the things that you have done. These are the courses that you have done, because most of the time I see that people ignore this particular section. And as an employee, if you put this up over there, one, it just serves as a social proof also. Okay, this is what you have done, right? So if you look at my featured section, it has probably, I have a different featured section. So this is how the featured section would look like. You have different posts, you can keep swiping it, and you can keep editing it as and when you want with a little edit button over here. Again, on LinkedIn, there is a very nice feature called the creator mode feature. People think that creator mode is only for content creators or only for online digital creators. No, it is not like that. Creator mode can be switched on for everybody. Just switch it on, and this is the best thing that LinkedIn has given us as users. Whether you are a full timer or a founder, doesn't matter. Just put on the creator mode. You'll see that it's private to you, so only you can see that you have the creator mode button off or on. Once you switch it on, you get options to go start your newsletter, join, probably have audio conversations, have an audio talk. There are different features that get activated with the creator mode, and it makes it very easy for people to locate you as well. And here is where you have the talks about section. Okay, in the creator mode, when you go, you will be asked, what is it that you talk about? What is it that you want to talk to people about? Say you are what do you call it, a finance person. Okay, so here you can write that I talk about finance, about crypto, about blockchain, or about entrepreneurship, or mentoring, or leadership, or coaching, whatever. Just put in those things that you are going to talk about with your audience. So anybody who's visiting your profile, they'll know ki if I ever look through their posts, this particular person's post, this is what I will find over here. This is he or she, or they will be giving me this kind of information. So put the talks about, update the talks about section. You can only add about 5 topics over there. You can keep rotating it as and when you want. It's not necessary that you stick on to the same things that you see, or you've put in earlier. There is no written rule that you can't change it. You can change it every month if you want, but keep it steady for at least 90 days is what I will tell you, right? So this is your talks about section. You have another thing called as a verification. We all have a verification IDs. We all carry our licenses and all. Same thing. LinkedIn is making verification mandatory for everybody. Go and put in your LinkedIn, your whatever is a social security number, or your country specific ID that you have. Go and verify your credentials. It works like a KYC. And once you add that, it just shows that you're a verified user, because there are a lot of spam users on LinkedIn as well, who are just there for nothing per se, or there are a lot of bots which are there who add no particular value. But when anybody sees a government verified ID or the little tick mark against your name, they say that, okay, this particular person is verified, it's a genuine person. Now coming to the like I said, it's a very short session for me to walk you through the entire bit of LinkedIn. But as an employee, I know how overwhelming it gets. Where do I start? The first conversation I have with anybody is, where do I start? So you can start from a post creation standpoint. The posts that you see on your feed, you can start with your journey, what you've done, how you've done it. You can talk about your experience. You can talk about any skills that you have learned, any awards that you have earned, any sort of informative post. So suppose you're a finance person, you can always talk about how to build a good financial portfolio. I'm just giving you an example. It's hypothetical, but you can pretty much pick up these topics which are very specific to your industry and your skill set. So this is how you can create posts on LinkedIn. Don't get overwhelmed with the fact that I need to write, paragraphs and paragraphs. Create short posts. Nobody's interested to read really long paragraphs. Create short posts. Put one line, leave a gap. Put another, write another line, leave a gap. That's called white space. Format your posts accordingly. Put out your journey. Talk about, say you've been in this industry for 6 years. These are my 10 learnings from, say, 6 years in a finance industry. So you highlight those learnings, because at the end of the day, it is not about the fact that you're looking for a job. It is also about the fact that there are other people on the platform who are just beginning, who can learn from your experience. Take it as that. This is where most employees go wrong. They say that, what will I put up? what will I teach? What do I have that somebody else doesn't have? And how can I be how can I write content? Just put it in your own words. Don't bother about anything else. Somebody else is picking up that relatability factor from you. They are relating to your experience, your journey, because they're just starting. So they can basically say, okay, this person, to reach this level, this person did XYZ things, and this person is highlighting it in their post, basically. So make it that kind of you can create posts like that, and this helps you first to gain confidence. You break the ice of coming on LinkedIn and start you to write on LinkedIn. And secondly, it's also helping the people who are listening to you or who are reading your content, basically. Not everybody on LinkedIn is here for leads. Most of us, a lot of us, are here to build a brand, to build you as a person. So take this, it's building you, it's personal. For example, I'll give you a quick post example over here, because this is where people do get stuck and they don't know how to write it. There is something called, as in our language, we call it the hook, the main post, and the CTA. In your case, you could have the main post, like I've been freelancing for 10 years. You can say, like I just gave you the entire example. These are the 10 things that I've learned in 6 years in the finance industry. And then you start with your key takeaways. Put in the main points over there, 1, 2, 3, number it. If you don't want to use the emoticons or the emojis, number it out and put it down. And this is how the entire post goes, and it ends. If you want to add anything, feel free to add it in the comments. This is where you're leading your people to come and converse with you, whether it is your peer, whether it is your boss, whether it is your friend. You can always ask them, is there anything else that you can add to this? Feel free to do that. That is the end of the post. That is the CTA, basically. So these are the things that I've seen most corporate employees get stuck with. And the other factor being the consistency word that they've been hearing repeatedly. Anybody on LinkedIn keeps talking about consistency. All it means is do what is suitable to you. If you are a person as an employee who wants to write, who wants to pen down their thoughts on LinkedIn, do that. You want to do it once a week, you want to do it twice a week, or you want to do it 5 times a week, completely up to you. Just don't leave the momentum, just start with something which is more comfortable to your vibe. It's just something that vibes with you. So even if you do 2 posts in a week, you're just putting out your entire journey, your thoughts, your opinions. Put that out over there. Nobody's going to be questioning you, but just be very careful with the language or the lingo that you're using, because of course it's a public platform. You do not want to use insinuating language. You don't want to insult people. So or you don't want to use things which are going to be very controversial or can go against you. So be very careful and mindful of the language that you're using on LinkedIn. But at the end of the day, as an employee, don't feel scared. Don't think it is only for founders. Don't think it is only for entrepreneurs or for freelancers. It is for everybody. And it is not only a job seeking platform, it is your digital currency, it is a social currency. So don't give up on this. So, yeah, and that's how easy it is to start on LinkedIn. And I really hope as an employee, you would take that first step and that plunge. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ankita. What an amazing information you have shared to us. So, for those out there who are not yet on LinkedIn or has LinkedIn but hasn't managed yet, like myself, not very well managed. But yes, definitely, this is worth exploring, definitely. So, yeah, I'll try and see. So, I could apply what I've learned from this webinar right now. I'll check in my LinkedIn as well. So yes, any questions from attendees, or you'd like to add additional informations as well? Yeah, feel free to unmute or raise your hand so we can acknowledge. Okay, so yeah, if in case you generate your questions later on, uh you can put it on chat, by the way. So anything else you'd like to promote? Like any future online webinar or workshops? Do you have any, Ankita?
So I don't have a digital product yet, but yes, I'll be launching my newsletter in Jan in the next 2 weeks. So I will be putting up my the newsletter link on my profile. So anybody who's interested to learn about personal branding, about copywriting, and editing, I'm also into content editing. So anybody who wants to learn tips and tricks and insights about it, beginning their journey, they can definitely subscribe to my newsletter and take some little nuggets away. Thank you.
Mhm. All right, wonderful. So yes, also if you'd like to collaborate with Nikita, you can just search her on LinkedIn by her name, definitely. So she's very responsive as well. So any offline conversations you'd like to start with her, so please do so. You'll learn very much. All right. Well, that's much for the first topic that we have today. It's like data information is flooding already, but definitely you would love to hear the next information as the first one that we have is definitely on branding yourself, but there is also a risk on that. So we also have to be very careful of what informations that we share online. So the topic actually, or the next topic is cybersecurity for individuals. So cybersecurity is not a luxury, but a necessity for individuals who are active on the internet. And to talk with this topic is a cybersecurity evangelist and also a technical writer interested in not just cybersecurity but also cloud security for SMBS and the SME market, and also a volunteer cybersecurity champion with the National Cybersecurity Alliance in the US, and also write about deep tech like data science, artificial intelligence, and deep learning. And without anything further for her also to allow her to share little of herself, we have here Swati Gupta to deliver the topic for us. Please take over.
Yeah. Thank you, Phil John. First of all, thank you, Ankita, for the wonderful, insightful session on LinkedIn branding. We talked about personal branding, like Phil John just mentioned that while we while we want to build a personal brand on any social media platform, especially LinkedIn, we need to be careful about what we share, how much we share, and how we share. So, my topic, let me just share my screen as well with you guys. So, um, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, this is why am I getting this? Yeah. So, staying cyber savvy while navigating the digital world with confidence. Now, cyber savvy means you need to be tech savvy. Tech savvy is a very hard and a very heavy word for an individual who do not understand or who are just navigating the technology for the first time. Um, when we say tech savvy, we may not be we are not talking about highly technical. What we are talking about is when you are operating your smartphone or your laptop or your any devices, you need to be mindful how much you share, how you share, and how much you interact with strangers or with your people, friends, family, anywhere, right? So I'll just take the kind of cyber threats, the kind of threats that we are dealing with in today's world. I'm sure everyone, if not everyone, I'm not assuming anything, but phishing is one of the main common threat that has affected all of us in our lives. You might get these, you know, I don't know how many of you remember those, in those back in the early 80s and 90s, we used to get a mail from a Nigerian prince. You know, I'm a prince from Nigeria. I have this much inheritance and I want to give it away to you. Please share your account details and your number. That is when we had just started, when the internet had just come to India, and or when the internet was just starting, we were just we used to get those kind of emails. Coming back to present, the attacks, the emails have grown uh, smarter. The hackers, the attackers have become smarter, and they are sending you personalized emails. Now they don't target. Now they don't say that they are Nigerian prince or princess or whatever. Now they target your emotions. So, and when I say emotions, they inculcate fear in you. They inculcate excitement in you. Let's take the example of being the holiday season. This is the best time when hackers can attack you and take advantage of your excitement and all. You know, you get this, like recently I got a email saying that you have won $100 gift voucher from Amazon. Now I'm like, I am an Amazon user, I'm a Prime subscriber, and getting a gift voucher of $100 from Amazon, I was at first I was like, am I, did I really get it? Why did I get it? I could think about all these things because I'm aware that okay, this can be a crime, this can be a phishing scam. But most of us fall for it. Most of all click on that link. Most of us, most of us click on that link, and then we get trapped into the hackers net that they have laid for us. Now how do we navigate that trap? First of all, whenever we get an email or a message or an SMS or a voice call, the one thumb rule that I've told all my family members and I myself follow is not to pick up any, when it comes to smartphones, when it comes to call, not to pick up any call that doesn't have a known number to it. I categorically have told all my friends and anyone, my colleagues or anyone whom I'm interacting for the first time, I will not pick up a call until and unless I know your number. So if you want to call me, you first have to send me a message saying that this is my number and I'll be contacting you from this number. I will not pick up any unknown number. Reason being that you never know that that number, just by picking up that number and not saying anything, that hacker can get into your phone and steal all your personal information. Same thing goes with your email. Any unsolicited link, even from the person you have known. Now the thing here to remember is when you're looking for a phishing email, uh, just check the senders and the receiver's name. Most of the time what happens is the sender and the receiver are two unknown persons. You don't know the person. That is the first sign. Second sign, it may or may not be addressed to you. If it is addressed to you, check the salutation, the 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 signature, the salutation or the signature part. These two can be the guide to know that this is a phishing scam. This is not the genuine mail that I should be opening. Another thing to remember is not to get taken in by the content of the email. Now understand this, we as humans we are not thinking machines. We are ruled by our emotions, and when our emotions take over, we can do blunders. And that is what the hackers or the threat actors are trying to take advantage of. They understand they understand human psychology. And the human psychology is to create fear and to create emotions, to inculcate emotions, and to extract those emotions. Now, how do they do that? They can either create fear in you by saying that, okay, if you don't do this, you lose your bank account, you lose your balance, you lose everything. They create excitement in you. How do they do that? They send you a mail saying that, okay, you've won this much amount of money, and all you need to do is send us the your bank account details, your personal details, and the money will be transferred to you. They create another way of creating happiness, like, you won $1,000 gift voucher from a popular online shopping site, or a brand that you can go and shop for. Now all of these, the main aim is to infuse emotions in you, which will make you stop thinking and start acting. Now, this is where I will not say that you have to think and reflect. I say pause and reflect. Pause. Take a pause. You read the mail, take a pause. Okay, I'm not asking you to think, because we are not humans by nature, are not thinking machines. We react on our emotions. We react on whether we are happy, whether we are sad, whether we are scared, whether we are excited. We will not think when we are highly emotionally charged. So, what I'm saying is take a pause, take a step back, and read the email without getting emotionally attached to the content. I'm saying emotionally attached because that's what the hackers are trying to target, right? And also remember, if it is like your bank account will get closed, no bank or no solicited or no legit company, brand, or anyone will ask you to share your personal details on an email. Now, this is where how you can verify whether the mail is from the genuine brand or from the genuine site is, you go, you leave the mail as it is. You don't click on the link that has been sent on that mail. You pick up a phone, and make a call to that brand. Chances are that promotional offer that you've got in a mail is not being run on their site. So these are the kind of threats that you are dealing with, and these are the threats that individuals are dealing with. More susceptible audience at this point in time is senior citizens and kids. And kids include your teens also. They might be tech savvy, but they do not understand human psychology. They're still kids. For us, they might think that they have grown up with technology, they know the technology, they understand everything, but at the end of the day, they do not understand human psychology. And if they do, good for them. But as parents, it is our responsibility, our duty to ensure that we are teaching them, we are monitoring them. Now, how you can stay safe online? This was just about the email thing, that you're getting phishing emails or voice messages or SMSs that says that, okay, you have won this, or call us on this, telebankers, telecallers, all of this. There are certain things that you can do, create a safe online presence for yourself and for your family members. The first step is creating strong passwords. We all are guilty of creating passwords that we can easily remember. I have been guilty of doing that. I know that. I have been guilty of adding up my date of birth, my son's date of birth, and everybody's date of birth, and my pet names and everything, because it was easy for me to remember. But those passwords are easier to crack as well. As per the data, the most common passwords are 123456, QWERTY 1234, 32456. And when you look at the keyboard, you can see that they are easy to crack. So how do the hackers crack is they have these keylogger tools are executed on your devices. So whenever you type, they get the keyboard key logging thing, the keyboard strikes to you to them, and they know that these are the passwords. What is the biggest disadvantage of having a weak password and same password used on all your accounts is one password link and all your accounts are compromised, be it your bank account, be it your other social media accounts, be it your anything that requires password is gone, is compromised. Creating strong passwords, I understand that creating strong, long, unique passwords is a difficult task. It's a huge task, and it's way beyond human memory to remember it. But the one way is to use password managers. Password manager is your friend, and you only have to remember one password. You can store all your passwords in that and remember one master password. Now that one master password should be the password that is known only to you. Not your spouse, not your friend, no one, nobody close to you even should know that password or should be able to guess that password. It should be nonsensical to everyone else except you. You are the master of that password. So you should, and it should be easy for you to remember. Now, when I say strong passwords, unique, long passwords, you can use characters, symbols, caps, small and capital letters, a mix and match of these, and create passwords. Like for myself, if I have to create a password for myself, I would use, instead of S, I can use a dollar sign. Instead of E, you can use three as a E. T can be used as a plus sign. So I'm just giving you a random example. I don't use these kind of passwords anymore. I now go for more complex passwords because uh, ever since I came into security, ever since I had started writing about security, started reading about security, that was the first thing that I realized I was doing wrong, creating weak passwords and having same passwords all across my accounts. That is one thing that you can do to ensure that your passwords, that your accounts are all safe and secure. And also do not write your passwords anywhere, um, and leave them either in your notebook or on post-it notes or even on the desktop, even on your PC desktop. Just download one password manager. You can go for, either if you're using Chrome, then the Chrome has the setting passwords thing. Bitwarden free version and Bitwarden paid version are Bitwarden are the best password managers I have ever come across. You can use the free version if you don't want to pay, and the paid versions are basically for professionals uh, who have to deal with multiple passwords. But as an individual, you can also use the free versions for them. When we then comes our securing our devices. I'm sure we all are guilty of not updating our devices. I know because I was guilty of uh updates. I have an update. Okay, I'll do it later. Not now. Remind me later. Remind me later. Why? Oh, I'm in the middle of something. If I click update now, everything will go and my flow will get affected. I will not be able to complete my work. But that 5 minutes of your time will save 5 hours of your time. Because the if because of update, your laptop or your device gets affected by a malware, or there is a compromise on your device, you lose your production time, you lose your device, you lose your data as well. Everything will be gone. Updates are for your devices, are for your safety. Now the updates can be There are two kinds of updates. One is for the device, and I'm talking about the phone and laptop and any other devices that you're using. Okay. So updates are for the devices plus the apps that you use. So in-house apps will have their own updates, and the device will have its own updates. So don't think that if you have an update, if you have updated your device, your apps are all automatically updated. No, apps need to be updated separately, because those apps updates are coming from the developers who have developed those apps. Your device updates are coming from the developers who have developed the devices, like your uh, iOS phone updates are coming from the Apple developers. Your apps in that are coming from the particular developers who have developed those apps. Similarly, your Android phone updates are coming from the Android developers, and the apps within them could be like your Swiggy app, your Flipkart app, your Amazon, or anything that you're using are coming from this particular developers. So these two are different things and different entities, and need to be treated differently. Now, when we say safe internet browsing, what do we mean by that? Aren't we browsing safely? Yes, you are, but you need to understand how to avoid malicious websites. Now, generally these days, malicious websites. See, when we are talking about secure website, we need to look at the URL. HTTPS is there, or is it HTTP? But like I said, that hackers have become smart. The malicious websites are not easy to not easily detected. They also use HTTPS. Everything would be same with a slight difference, which needs you to be attentive all the time. For example, so there was this Amazon fake website which had come on. Now there were two versions of Amazon website that had come out, which were caught by the security evangelist. One had a, instead of O, it had a zero in it. So it was like https www.amazon.com. Everything was right, but instead of Amazon O, it had zero in it. So at first glance, and it everything else looked same. So when you clicked on that website, you felt that you're on the original Amazon website, but you were not. You were on the malicious website which the hackers wanted you to click on. The other one was the Amazon, M was R and N. When you write R N in a tight font, it looks like M. So those, and it is difficult, it is all the more difficult to discern that RN, whether it's it M or whether it is RN. So these two websites hackers were trying to promote last year during the same during this December Christmas time. Why during this time? Because this is the time when individuals, when people are, little um little less mindful, is what I'll say, little less alert, because this is the time when they are into a holiday mood, they want to shop, and they don't if the website's look and feel is like the original website, they won't even think twice that URL, what's the URL, whether is it Amazon, exactly Amazon, or whether it is Amazon with RN, or whether it is Amazon with, excuse me, ZON.com. And lot many people have lost their money because of that. So this is, holidays time is the best time when hackers, you love holidays, even hackers do, but for different reasons. Obviously, you are there to spend money, they are to steal your money. So you need to be very, very careful about how you check whether the website is fake or not, whether it's authentic or fake. Another thing that you need to look out is, if you don't want, one thing that you can do is, when you get a URL, suppose you get a URL in your email, that click on this link and you'll be taken to the particular discounted brand product. You can, what you can do is, instead of clicking on that link, just hover your mouse over that link, and you'll get the exact URL, the complete URL, and you'll know whether it's a fake website or an authentic site. Securing your Wi-Fi connections. We generally, when we think about Wi-Fi home network, we don't think about securing it. We think that, okay, without password it's fine. But what happens is, when you do not secure your Wi-Fi, your home network, with the password, anybody in that vicinity can log on to your network. And when they log on to your network, they can steal your data as well. So you need to password protect your Wi-Fi as well, and not just password protect, deploy multi-factor authentication as well to the Wi-Fi. We talk about multi-factor authentication, two-factor authentication for our emails, email security, for our websites, for everything else, but it is important for Wi-Fi as well. Because one, if any threat actor, if anyone enters your Wi-Fi, then the entire device, the entire devices which are connected to that network are easy to be compromised, can easily be compromised by that one particular person who's out there to steal your data, steal your money. The intent could be anything, and your data is your gold. You might think that, being an individual, I have nothing to lose, I have nothing that hackers would be interested in. You'd be surprised uh, by how much your data, by what your data can do for you. Just before coming to this webinar, I was reading a news about a US man. There was a hack in Oakland City in the US, the data breach, and the hackers had stolen some personal identification information. A man had his credit card stolen, and there were fraudulent houses, properties that were bought under his name, and uh, hackers have bought it. There's some properties and everything, and that guy is now dealing with FBI and CBI, or FBI officers, saying that I have not committed the fraud. My identity was stolen, but there's nothing to prove that he's not the one. Why? Because his identity was stolen, and hackers have used his identity to create this, to do this fraud. So your personal identity is more precious than gold, is all I'll say. You can still get the gold back, but you will not get your personal identity back. If it is stolen, it's stolen. So that is why you need to be very, very careful about how you share. That is the reason why I say that whenever you're uh, interacting with anyone online, you need to be sure about what you share and how much you share. It is good that it is important that you build your personal brand in the current stage, in the current world that we are living in. It is very important that you have your online presence, but at the same time, it is also important that you secure that online presence, so that nobody steals that online presence from you and you're left with nothing. Coming to social media privacy is what, like I was saying, that it is important to have a personal brand, it is important to have a personal online presence, but at the same time, it is important to ensure that you know how to protect yourself. And uh, protection comes from being mindful. How much, how you share, how much you share. I'm not saying that you do not share your personal information. I'm not saying that you do not share your personal photographs, but there are uh, there are ways you can protect your photographs. There are ways you can watermark your photograph. Uh, Watermark your photograph. Put protective guard over there, because deepfakes are reality. The, these hackers can take your photograph and do whatever they want to do, and then circulate it within your friends. You know, soft porn, women photographs. It's all. I don't need to go into the details. I'm sure you all are smart enough to know what I'm talking about. It does not just affect celebrities. Common people are targets as well. Email security is again what I talked about. Uh, Avoiding suspicious attachments. Uh, Back in 90s, I remember we were told that when we were just starting with internet, when we were just using emails, we were told not to open anything, any attachments with .exe files. Now, of course, with increased sophistication, we tell that do not open any unsolicited attachments until and unless you trust the user. Even if you trust the user, please verify that whether they have sent it or not. Do not open any attachments until and unless you feel sure about the sender. And the best way to check whether the person the attachment is from the genuine person is to pick up the phone and ask the person. Do not assume, do not trust, and always verify. Do not trust even the person known to you, because you don't know whether the person who seems to be sending you the attachment is the person who send you the attachment. Chances are, like, suppose if I send a mail to let's say Ankita, and I have not sent it. It comes from my email ID, but I have not sent it. In this case, Ankita can just pick up the phone and say, like, hey Swati, have you sent me something, some attachment or something? And it's like, no, I haven't. So she knows that Swati has not sent it. That means this email needs to be, this attachment needs to be, or this email needs to be deleted. Again, mobile app safety is what I have already talked about. Protecting your personal data is what it's all about. It's all about you, your data. You are the owner of your personal data. Personal data includes your name, your personal identification number, your Aadhaar card number, or your uh, citizen number, whatever, residence number, whatever you have. All that comes under it, and that's how you need to protect it. For kids are cybersecurity for kids. Kids are the most vulnerable individuals we have come across. We need to monitor what they are surfing online. Parental control is there, how you can protect them. uh, that's that's about it. For the kids, you just need to know what sites are there you know logging in, and how much are they sharing with the strangers, because you need to be there are a lot of online pedophiles who are just out there to steal your child's identity and use it to sell soft porn and everything. It's a harsh reality that we need to face. uh Updates, you need to stay informed, read news. Just keep yourself alert, keep yourself mindful. Never trust, always verify. Do not click on any unsolicited links. That's how you can take control of your digital life. That's how you can stay safe online. Uh, that's all about from my side.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for that one, Swati. Thank you for the information that you have shared regarding cybersecurity. So everybody needs to be safe nowadays, really. So we have to be very
Thank you.
careful. As at the same time, also, um, we shouldn't limit as well also our online visibility, but we just have to make sure that those
Yes.
personal things are kept private, so we avoid being hacked or someone, because I experienced that one. Like I had a Facebook account before it was hacked, and then I couldn't retrieve it anymore. Plus, it was connected before to the financial application, so that was really tough. But definitely, I was able to delete that already.
You were
But
lucky you got that.
yeah, but yeah, that account was deleted because yeah, I did not know much about cybersecurity, so it's better to eliminate it. All right. So, do we have any questions from our attendees? Let me just check on YouTube as well. Yes. Well, if there are any no questions. I mean, like, do you have anything you'd like to promote, Swati? Any future online events or
No,
products?
nothing. Nothing. I'm not promoting. I'm not doing anything.
Hmm.
No
No
newsletter,
projects.
nothing.
No projects. All right.
No
Okay.
projects.
All right. So yes, we have okay, gone 15 minutes more, but yeah, that's totally fine. Those informations are really worth it. So, thank you so much, speakers, for delivering your information, your knowledge, along with your experience in this platform. And for those who wanted to collaborate with our speakers today, yes, they are available on LinkedIn, definitely. So Swati Gupta, you can search her name. And yes, mentioned as well earlier, Ankita. So Ahuja, they are also very visible on LinkedIn. So make sure to send them a private message and yeah, learn from them, definitely. So also send a message to me if you wish to give back to the community, if you wanted to be a guest speaker. So we gladly invite you in this platform. So I think that concludes today's session. Thank you so much again, speakers and attendees, and for those who are watching live on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much for spending a little of your time and learning from this platform's information that we share. And yes, we wanted to invite you again next Wednesday. So that's the same time, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be having two new topics with another two speakers that will be sharing their experience about the topic that they will deliver. So we'll be expecting you again, attendees, and for those who are watching on live. So again, I appreciate your time, everyone, and the effort as well that you have engaged into this initiative. So thank you so much, and take care as always. So
Thank
we will
you.
end
Thank
today's
you.
Zipinar. Keep safe, everyone. Bye bye.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye
Take care.
bye.
Bye.